I come to the floor to discuss a piece of legislation that Senator Booker and I worked on to help public safety officers. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, over 100 first responders have lost their lives to that virus. Unlike the rest of us, these brave men and women couldn't, by the very nature of their work, stay home or social distance. In firehouses across the country, firefighters had to continue sharing confined spaces and respond to emergencies in cramped trucks. Police officers continued to respond to 911. These calls and also to interact with the public in very close quarters. And while most of us are avoiding COVID at all costs, state and county EMT crews are transporting the infected and others to hospitals for emergency care. While I'm inspired by the bravery of these first responders, I'm not at all surprised by the actions they take to protect the people they serve. First responders always answer the calls to action, selflessly placing others before themselves. So, in recognition of the many sacrifices they make, Congress established the Peace Safety Officers Benefit Program a long time ago in 1976. This law provides first responders with a one-time payment if they die or are totally disabled on the duty. Now let me be very clear. Nothing can ever put back together a family who has lost a loved one. But the Public Safety Officers Benefit Program provides some economic relief to grieving families and gives peace of mind to the first responders themselves in knowing that their families won't be left destitute if tragedy were to befall that family. Unfortunately, the Public Safety Officers Benefit Program wasn't designed to deal with a global pandemic of this type or magnitude that we've been aware of in the United States since late January. Under existing statute then, to be awarded benefits, a first responder must be able to prove that they contracted COVID on duty. And we know how, well, at least we don't know if we haven't had it, but for the reports we get, it's kind of hard to tell where you come in contact with it. So the last thing then that a grieving family needs to be worried about after the loss of a loved one is whether or not they'll be able to successfully prove that their loved ones contracted COVID on the line of duty and qualify for the loss of life under that 1976 law. Almost as soon as the nationwide stay-at-home order was instituted, I began working with Senator Booker to craft language, to create a presumption that would allow families to receive benefits without having to prove that their loved ones contracted a deadly virus on duty. Senator Booker and I were determined to get this done as soon as possible because we understood that families who lost loved ones will soon begin filing for benefits, and we know that number is about 100 at this point. Our bill is entitled Safeguarding America's First Responder Act, or SFAR, or pronounced as SAFER for short. The bill was introduced on May the 5th, one day after the Senate returned to session. This bill is a product of several weeks of friendly negotiations and input from fire groups and police groups. The bill garnered a total of 22 bipartisan co-sponsors including the entire New York and New Jersey delegations. Last Thursday, the Senate unanimously passed our bill, and it now is in the House, where we hope it will receive immediate consideration. I know that our colleagues in the House are deeply concerned about our first responders, and I would expect this to have a successful effort over there. I've been working with Congressman Pascrell and others on several other reforms for the Public Safety Officers Benefit Program. And so I think it's well received over there by some outstanding people that can carry it to victory. There is no excuse for this bill not to receive a vote as soon as possible. It's the only bill of its kind that has the support of the International Association of Firefighters, the International Association of Fire Chiefs, and several state and federal police groups. It was co-authored by Senator Booker and features the support of 11 Democrats and 10 Republican senators as original co-sponsors, including the Senate Minority Leader. SAFER, this bill, also received the support of the Department of Justice, which stands ready to pay out the benefits to grieving families, but is limited by statute as to what they can do under existing law, hence the importance of this legislation. Simply put, this bill is a no-brainer. I urge Speaker Pelosi to schedule a vote on SAFER as soon as the House returns into session. And now it's my privilege to thank Senator Booker and to yield to my colleague from New Jersey who worked so hard to get this done as well.